Hello everyone and welcome back to the show. This is Kneel.That with the maker the romantic Muchiga. This is a show about marriage, a show that is redefining marriage. Marriage is having a lot of bad PR, but we are here to show you that yes, marriage can have its challenges, but people navigate through it. And I've always hosted couples here, and today I have another awesome couple. But first of all, thank you so much for liking, watching, sharing, subscribing, commenting. Thank you so much. We are growing steadily and so fast. Now today, I'm hosting a couple that they've been married for 1 year, but they really have interesting experiences. And if you're an ex, you might have seen them. Joining me today is Mr. and Mrs. Buule. Good to have you.
So you're pushing me to speak English.
Yeah.
I usually like flowing free, like as I do.
You know, we have an international audience.
We
have an international audience here.
The international audience should respect the fact that Google Translate has that thing where you can pick the Ganda language. But anyway, we shall be mixing, catching up together, because I respect the international audience, but I also have my audience.
Good to have you guys.
Good to see you.
How are you?
But I always see you. We should not lie to the people. I work with this man. He's so amazing. So whenever he goes up, he works, on the last floor. Whenever he passes by my desk, he's like, "How are you, bro?"
I always check on you.
So he's a good guy.
Tell us, how is marriage?
Marriage, I don't expect that we'll have a day when we'll sit down and say marriage is fine. Because that's the picture that has been painted.
That marriage is fine.
Yeah, but my wife usually tells me that marriage is a thing of two strangers coming together. It's like trying to raise a child. You are adjusting to a new life. You realize that now this girl grew up in a perimeter world, deep in a city center. I grew up in a village where we would wake up, go fetch water. She doesn't know how to fetch water. If she if she fetched water, she fetched it from the neighborhood's tap. Okay, for us we could go in a swamp to draw jerry cans in the well. You understand? And bring water, then take goats to whatever for grazing. Later they tell you, there is no firewood, those things. So you are in a situation where you are marrying someone's child who doesn't literally understand things you believe in. And this is the person you are going to say, to tell that, there is grass there. At least let's till and put beans. Yeah, let's till and put something. You are trying to introduce someone to a life that they didn't grow
up in.
Even the things we grew up saying. My father was Sebo, Mr. Yes, I grew up in a family where the father would be the bishop,
the priest of the home.
The priest, the curate, the cardinal,
the
catechist.
So you grew up in a traditional home?
Yes, everything. My father decides.
Semaka.
Yes, Semaka. Now we are in a situation where she will tell you, Neda Semo, no please, we need to discuss. And we're like, discussing what? Remember my journalist where we say, the CEO says it all. Yes. When you go say you are interviewing, you are going for an interview at Makerere University.
Yeah.
and you bump into a lecturer, you are looking for a lecturer to say something about administration, and you bump into the vice chancellor, don't proceed to look for the chancellor, for the lecturer.
For the lecturer, you've already
It
seen
is
the vice
done.
chancellor.
It is done. So it is not easy to adjust to that life. That's why in many marriages have failed because of fight for interests and power. Power distribution. We are in a life where I usually tell people I used to pay 2,500 shillings as in school fees. 1,000 for college, 1,000 for, how do you call it, development fee? We usually used to term it as building fee.
And the one you say for tithe.
Then 500 for tithe.
Hey, it was a Catholic school.
Yeah, it was a Catholic school. So we didn't see money that much. Now you are in a life with a child. The previous used to be a child who used to go to Nakasero Primary. Okay, she used to commute. We used to walk 6 kilometers to the school. So even the discussion around money, you do not match up. For you are stressed about 10,000, she's telling you it's normal. Joan here is a person who will be having 20,000 Uganda shillings, and she will be thinking it's okay to buy chicken. Tomorrow is tomorrow, it's okay. But for us, we are built to think, how about tomorrow? How about tomorrow? Saving. Even a source at home would keep it. You know, if source remains, okay, that is shifted for another meal. Yeah, but we are in a home where if it remains, let us go to the ducks. I'm a good farmer. Let's go to the ducks. Tomorrow is tomorrow. Understand? So trying to tell these people things work in this manner. You are pulling ropes. They think things should work in a particular manner.
Way.
It's not whatever, and is a job to do.
So you grew up in this traditional home, where you grew up with a very traditional father.
Very traditional.
Those values were instilled in you.
Yes.
So we are dealing with a traditional Muganda man.
A traditional Muganda. No, it's not just literally traditional Muganda man. A traditional Catholic Muganda man. Those are rare breeds.
Traditional Catholic
a traditional
Muganda
Muslim man and a traditional Muganda man. They are very rare breeds. Yeah. But the unique part about my life, my father was born in 1933. Yeah. And
your father was born in 1933.
But, you know, this is a rare occurrence when it goes to those people. He was highly educated, but he still stood by his values
and principles.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, today we have
a minute. This is a kind of a man who would return home. And the moment he returns home, things change miraculously. You see someone running to wash utensils. Someone is sweeping behind somewhere. Things change, the magic. You go there, kulika yo tata, you come back, Dad, you remove the socks, you somehow massage, it tells you, on one number you massage the feet. Someone is running around to brush the shoes. Moreover, he's not going to use the shoes the next day, but you saw power. Real power.
So guys, today we are dealing with a traditional Muganda Catholic man.
That's important.
That's important. I like it. All right. So before we get into that whole discussion of tradition, Joan.
Yes, please.
How is it being married to a traditional Muganda Catholic man? Because previously on X, guys were bashing traditional Baganda men, and someone said, mostly if it's a Catholic. So, Joan, how is it like being married to a traditional Catholic Muganda man who has values that were instilled in him by his dad, and he feels it's the right thing, but here you are, a planned kid. you saw your parents sit down and talking and making decisions. How have you been able to adjust to such a life?
Well, there is a lot to lose.
Like what?
Like, what I mean by losing is for the marriage to work, like he has said, you have to accept the kind of partner you have. Because at the end of the day, I sit back and say, oh, yeah, all this is happening. I might be not comfortable with this, but he is the man of the house.
Yeah.
And you step back for peace sake. Yeah. There are decisions that come in and you feel you're pressed down. But of course, me, like he has said, I try to say, but no, we need to talk, because me growing up, being that I've been raised in a monogamous family, pastors, what, so there is that sort of negotiation.
Yeah.
And also my father would even call us the children to be part of the negotiation. He doesn't know that kind of man.
Life.
Yeah, like as in, how do you, I can just imagine Mzee Bwete, my father, calling you to discuss. Since when? How does it that, you can't just even dream about it. To discuss what? Eh? Yes, he says it all. You understand? we are in a life. We grew up in a life where we are introduced to the sacraments. Okay, one of the most important pillars of Catholicism. Now, when we are taught the sacrament, when we get introduced to catechism, we are taught the 10 commandments of, she's a good Christian, of Moses. But they do not just tell us, one God, blah, blah, blah. No. The Catholic Church trains us and they go further. Okay? Now, when there is that commandment of respect your parents, father and mother, they dig deeper. When the priests are training us, the catechists, they tell you, now that's why your mother will always respect your father. They will listen even when your father is wrong. Your mother will listen. We are groomed that way, and becomes part of our DNA. Oh. That's where people think, they are being too hard, too much. They are Catholics, but we are going by the book, by the doctrine, by evangelism. Our sort of nurturing. I grew up I was trained to think that someone who is older than me is so important. I'm just trying to balance my life as a journalist and as a normal person, because journalism preaches free speech, human rights, and coexistence. To the fact that I don't believe if you are adult and you're a fool, I see you as a fool. I don't take you serious. Right. Like she will tell you I have a soft spot for priests. Not because I like them so much. I was trained to do that.
Oh, you were supposed to be a priest?
No. I was trained to respect priests. Okay? Because they fall under the category of dad. Okay? I might disagree with Papa, Mzee Peter, the father. I might disagree. But there is no minute, no hour that I can even open my mouth to say he's wrong. No, he's right, he's a father. He's a father. That is not negotiated. Even when I say things, I say it behind the doors and it stops there.
Okay. All right, so going back to Joan.
Yeah.
You're still telling us how you've been able to adjust to this life. Don't you get to a point in your life and you're like, this is not made for me? What has made you stick?
What has made me stick is the foundation of the relationship I have with him. Besides us being lovers, I love him as a person, I expect a lot, too much from him. Like, I see a lot of potential in him as a man.
Yeah.
So even when I sit back and I am like, but I feel like I'm tired of this thing, there is that small voice inside me, but I mean, but you love this person. I think you can tag along with whatever is happening. So you find yourself adjusting because of that love and this person also being your friend. You put the flaws aside. They will always be there, let me tell you. Because for us, I think we disagree so many times. Because he has a different kind of life. I have a totally different kind of life. But we are here on another agreement, which is friendship and love, that we have to, take on until forever.
Yeah.
So that is when I get to take the back bench or the back seat as a woman.
Yeah.
And I think I have a weird way, personally. The servos and nyokubantu, like
you don't consult a lot from people. You don't ask people.
Yeah, like me. I'm not that kind who call my mom. Oh, mommy, now no, nothing. Like I'll sit, maybe talk to a friend. I have a challenge here. I need help here. I think I'm frustrated here. Yeah, but also I sit down and listen. Like sometimes he will tell you things and you feel they're not working, but then you say, for peace sake, they must work. Because I know if I accept to what he feels is good for us, that is when peace is going to come, and that is what he feels is right. And because you chose him to be your leader, he cannot make a mistake. Like, I'm not saying he can, in all decisions that he's making is always right, but you choose to trust him. You choose to trust him. Naye waliwo labanga chifuno sikale ndongo gamba, but you know.
But he's the man of the house.
Yeah.
All right.
He's the man of the house. What did you want to say?
Those things are not negotiable. Life is designed that way. And one thing, I speak for Catholic Muganda men for now.
Traditional Catholic Muganda.
It's hard to understand such human beings in our society.
Yeah.
Because for us, we think we are designed to take the lead. Even those who are no longer Catholics, but they are brought up like Catholics, as Catholics, they have that element. People do not know there is an important person in my life. Is called Godfrey Kutesa. Godfrey is is an amazing preacher.
Like I want to say something before you. Like I told my friend at work that I was talking about Mwami Kutesa, and by the way, Mwami Kutesa is my husband's closest friend. Like she said, what? How?
Now you see, is an amazing preacher. It is a truth. Is it?
Yeah, sure.
And I've never seen a prayerful man like Mwami Kutesa.
But he's always being bashed on social media for his views.
Because he gave himself a responsibility to chew and whistle. You can't change this society. You understand? You play your part. I can tell you one of the persons that I look up to. For those who know the Buganda Kingdom Premier, Oweekitiibwa Charles Peter Mayiga.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how he does his things. He works. He doesn't care what you say. Where is the king? Where is the king? It's up to you. He knows it is not your responsibility to ask. That's the real Catholic Muganda man. Yeah. So you shout.
You're trying to say that a real Catholic Muganda man who is traditional is one who does not listen to other people, is one who makes decisions on his own.
As long as you are doing a right thing.
Now, what if? Okay, let me ask you, Buule. What if you feel you're doing the right thing, but the idea your wife has is the right one? Can't you listen to her?
I do. Of course I do.
Or for you don't give room for negotiation?
No. You give room for negotiation, but sometimes you can even live in denial while planning to do what they are telling you to do. You understand? Let me tell I was talking to you, I was giving you a brief about Katikio. That's a man who listens to everything, even social media.
Yeah.
He gets briefed. For you might think you want to do something and he does it. That's us. You understand?
Yeah.
So one important thing, I usually tell my wife to respect that. You know, I'm a slave of reading, learning, and relearning. Sometimes we say things after projecting the future.
Yeah.
Me, I usually look at something and reason and assess, you know. Usually, you guys in money call it the impact assessment. So I assess something and I say, so because it works, it is what is working for me at that particular point. But I've looked into the future. Okay.
All right.
And I take. And I end up taking a particular decision.
Interesting. So we'd like to know, how did you meet? This was supposed to be the first question. How did you guys meet?
I saw Joan as a girl. She was working at a TV, but she can't even recall that day. She was working at a pastor's TV.
She was so young?
No, she was a girl because I remember she had just come out of
university?
Yeah, something like that.
But if you are out of university, you're not a girl, you're a woman.
And I had nothing on her. But later on, we started talking, social media things, what? She couldn't even recall that she had ever seen me somewhere. And somehow, she came to me to tell me what, to guide me, okay? She was so bitter that I usually open up social media to encourage people not to marry. And she was so bitter.
So you were the person who was of the view that marriage is a scam. I remember those posts. Marriage is a scam. How did you before I actually
How did you get trapped in the first place?
Now, here's the thing. I would always see Buule's tweets, even before I joined Nation Media. Buule, marriage is a scam. In my head, I'm like, this guy here. So why? What made your view? What made you?
Because it is like that. And one thing, that's how I was brought up to think. My father never married anyone.
Yep.
Yeah, he stayed with some people. Yeah, I don't know. My mother would. I don't know whether my mother is the third or what. But I know.
So your dad was not officially married.
Yeah, she wasn't officially married.
But he was a Catholic man, and you're supposed to get married in church.
But there is no one has ever been killed for choosing their path. And we are encouraged to do one thing as Catholics, you know, not to judge. That is not our responsibility.
Yeah.
One thing people do not know, and if God is going to beat me up, He's going to beat me for calling out other religions. Because that is against the Catholic doctrine.
Let's leave people's religions out of it.
Yeah, I'm not bringing it. It is against us telling you how to worship your God. For us, we stay away. If I get an opportunity, I can tell you the beauty of Catholicism, and it's okay. But I'm not supposed to come and make somersaults in a mosque or in a Pentecostal church, beat up people. No. That is not our responsibility. For us, we believe that the judgment is within the hands of what? Of God.
So you're telling me why you thought marriage was a scam?
There is no photo where my father appears to marry someone legally. No. Okay? Another thing, I think it gave him more peace. He kept moving. Understand? Yeah. You stress him, he goes. Yeah. These things of being with an adult, you're pulling out knives, I will stab you in the neck when you're sleeping.
Hey.
Do things. Go away. And I usually tell people that, I've been lucky.
Yeah.
Joanne understood me, okay? I usually tell people that when a woman stresses me, my prayer to God, that take away this evil spirit. I just wait for that day when she runs away. You run away, you don't find him. Yes, it is normal. It is normal, by the way, to let people be, okay, in their space peacefully, other than being the cause of mayhem, the cause of anarchy at all time, to reach an extent of carrying roads. I can testify and I can swear in the name of God. My wife has never promised to kill me.
She has never promised to do anything bad to you.
And if we've passed the test of these 12 months, I don't think she will even ever say that. That is a blue flag, a green flag for me. You understand?
Yeah.
So, these things of being with people will kill you. I can even give you poison.
So those are things you looked at and they scared you about marriage?
Yes. I've ever had a woman. I do not want to discuss those things in my life. And the woman was sleeping around, with the people. When I complained to the mother told me, what do you expect us to do?
Jesus Christ.
She's an adult. If she doesn't want you,
Wait.
and I was paying school fees for this adult.
But wait, no.
Hey!
Let's first rewind. Wait, Buule. So you were in a relationship before?
Yes. Yes. I'm a father.
Okay.
And you talk to a woman, but it's not cool.
You had a child with this woman?
Don't go further. Don't go further.
Okay.
I don't want people.
Okay. But she was sleeping around. And you asked the mother, and the mother was like, what do you expect us to do?
What do you expect us to do? You're telling a woman, you're doing these things, and she's like, Gabriel, it's okay.
And you're paying school fees for her? Wow.
I've done those things for many people. But, someone tells you, they find pride. And I don't want to go into those things.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
And it's not the first time that I'm seeing such things. Even people around me, I've seen people suffer in real life, suffering.
In the name of marriage.
In the name of marriage. Okay? You understand? I once saw my father going to one of some adults, and that person couldn't even make tea for a man who was his name. Things happen. Terrible things happen.
So all your past experiences made you come to a conclusion that marriage was a scam.
I can tell people my first court story was about a person called Professor Nyangasi. For those who are watching, they could be knowing about the story of Dr. Apollo Nyangasi. I followed the case from A to Z until when the man was sentenced to life. You understand? I got an opportunity to speak to the kids. 7, I remember the kids saying, we had daddy shouting at mommy when mommy, when they went out, we had something, a big thing falling. The morning when we woke up, mommy was in blood. The things I've seen things. I was like, okay, you disagree with someone's daughter because you want to marry one of your employees, because that was some sort of the case. And you wake up at night, pull her outside the house, beat and break her skull, and you comfortably convince people that she fell fetching water in the middle of the night. Are you normal?
Okay.
So I don't want to go, because it is even painful to discuss some of the things.
Yeah.
I've listened to people tell their stories, okay? And one thing I should tell you, whenever you listen to anything like Joanne is quarreling with Gabriel, please
Stay out.
Stay out. If you want to help, listen to Joanne. Then listen to Buule.
Then listen to Gabriel.
But the moment you listen...
you listen to one side.
Yes, but don't take sides. Please, don't take sides. You are going to make mistakes.
Well, you see, the moment you take sides, these people will get back together and you'll be the enemy.
Not being the enemy. You do not know what happened between the two people who sleep together.
That's it.
And let me tell you one thing. We stay in the house, two of us, a very big house, two of us. So, for you, you are saying how Joan is bad. But remember, you don't know what happens in that house. You are saying how Buule is bad. But you don't know what happens in that house.
Okay. Now, Joan, how are you able to adjust to him when you met him and he was this person of marriage has come? How are you able to adjust and make him believe that marriage was a good thing and he finally decided to marry you?
Well, first and foremost about that specific thing that you're saying, I also surprised myself. Like I kept telling myself, how did I get myself here? But for some reasons, I didn't see myself out.
Anyhow, excuse me for talking too much. She came, she came to approach me, to encourage me to reunite with my baby mama. And she fought for that for months. For nearly a year.
And was sleeping around. Wow.
Did you have to say that?
No, don't say
that. Okay.
Not that one, by the way.
Not that one.
Hey,
I know.
yes.
So, Joan.
I don't want people to attack Mama and Jogede.
No, it's okay. So, Joan, you're still telling us.
How did you jump there? So, I was saying, I also, given the background I come from, and the values I had as a woman, like I said, what is it? What is this kind of magnet that is keeping me around this person? Who is keeping on like you talk to him nicely, you know, when you are close to him, you can get all that you want out of him. Then one step away, as you do not give Gabriel a power to hold a pen or speak.
I know.
You are burying yourself.
Hey.
And one thing I had also mastered about him is the moment you just have misunderstandings, he is out of his mind in that minute. So most times, Namanyanga, he's now pissed.
Yeah.
But when he comes down, he's one person who will say, but why did I have even to do all that? Like, really? So I got to understand, okay, these things frustrate him. I got to understand that he's going through a healing process that does not take 1 year or 2 or 3.
Yes.
Like, I can even tell you something shocking, that even now, we are still healing.
I know.
You understand? We are still healing.
From the past relationship.
Exactly. Like, it cannot happen in a minute. There are some episodes that happen and you say, oh, okay, that is not yet filtered out.
Yeah.
So you get to understand that it's still a phase. It's a phase we need to still work on. Even on my side as a person, the reflections I bring out, nagamba banange. 30 years old, you understand? But then also, I do my self-evaluation and I say, okay, I think I went way too much. I think I've not yet dealt with the other side of, you know. So, but I will tell you that it wasn't easy, because making it worse, I had people who knew that we had started even dating, that would even send my father screenshots, so you can imagine. So I would stand in between to tell my father, okay, I thank my father so much for one thing, that he understood boundaries.
Yeah.
Like I would tell him issues concerning my boyfriend then, that is my work to do. And when I would speak to Gabriel, I'll tell him, my father is one person I have to deal with, and I know how to deal with him. So I would stand in between them and do what is right to do. Like, buli omunga amanyi mpolezoli naye nga no. You understand? These things would really eat me up also as a person. Like, my friends would send me screenshots because they know the kind of person that I am. But then because I had love for this person and hope in him that he can, because if I can tell you, Emeka,
Which screenshots?
of what you would post,
No.
of you sharing your mind
but-
about certain things.
But yeah, so of petty things. Eh?
Yeah.
For instance, in our first days, one of our days, every year I've been fighting with the particular pastors for not paying journalists.
Yeah.
This is in good faith, and I've helped many people, to get justice. Eh?
Yeah.
And I've been encouraging people not to work for pastors. You understand? Except a few, and I put it on record that one of the few persons that pay is Pastor Lucius Bujingo. He pays journalists. Recently, Pastor, what's the name of the other pastor that I like so much?
Even
Have a
Watoto.
TV station. Pastor
But
Sarada.
Dr. Serwada,
Yes.
he pays.
Even Watoto pays.
Even Watoto,
They do have a TV?
Watoto has a radio.
a radio, even Watoto pays.
Yeah.
However little it can be, they pay it respectfully.
Their workers are not complaining. Their workers are not complaining.
Probably it's
Yeah,
mentioning the little.
yeah, but most people have suffered at the hands of pastors. So I don't know why. When I'm speaking for my profession, someone will go down
And take a screenshot.
to take a screenshot, to look for my father-in-law, and start the narratives of "Thou shalt not toucheth the anointed." That drama, I told Joan straight away. Okay, I'm going to marry you and honor you, but some things are not negotiable. Start from journalism. When I'm speaking for journalism, I'm not thinking. When I'm speaking for Muganda, I'm not thinking. When I'm speaking for Catholicism, stay away. Discuss my family. It is okay. She's more friendly in my family more than me. but
Unlikable.
yeah, she's more liked more than me, their own children, their own child. So, and this is okay. Okay, she understands my children more than I even do, and it is okay. But I can't allow her to understand what happens in Imengo, what happens in Vaga, what happens in newsrooms more than I do.
Okay.
Because we will be not treat those particular groups have not been treated fair. That's what I believe.
Okay. Joan, he mentioned something about you, you wanting him to get back with a baby mama.
Yeah.
How did that happen? I mean, didn't you have feelings for him?
No, not at all, by the way. Like, Gabriel somehow resembles my elder brother. So, I looked at him as a big brother.
First brothers owned each other. Huh?
Yeah. So, yeah. But so, also, the way he was framing himself, I couldn't think at one time I would get married to such a person. And I had the other values instilled in me of, I have to get a fellow born again because me, I'm a born again Christian. Kati, really, I didn't see myself in that line.
Of getting married to a Catholic?
Yes. But, like, I kept telling him, I know, I understand. Yes, you're right. But do you think people cannot mend issues? Like, because why? I do not know the life of like I looked at the toddlers. Me, that is where my concentration was. I don't want to see children suffer because I know what it means to have broken families. Growing up nange mbize bukulu because my parents have fought hard to stay together until now. I appreciate them for that. So Gabriel was coming from, I don't know, I don't know, I don't want to call it a broken family, but a family which didn't have that kind of...
A unique family.
A unique family.
Thank you for correction. So he's one person who wanted the best for other people. So I'm like, but also, why don't you wish the best for yourself? You understand? Because Gabriel is too kind that even he forgets about himself.
Yeah.
He's like, there is a day he returned home and he said, you know, there is this lady, she has children, she's suffering, what? And then I'm like, this guy, after sending this lady some money, I think it was like 50, I think even then we were left with nothing. But that is where his happiness comes from. And that for me, when he's giving money or something, I don't interrupt. And I think rarely do you see me even comment on his things. No.
You don't.
Unless when he has posted me or something, or I'm trying to react. Why? I'm trying to say, Joan, your boundaries stop here. You stop here. Like, even I have people, like when he's making those weird tweets that can make rounds on social media, I have people who come to me, oh, Joan, you know, talk to me. There is someone I know that I won't mention their name, very popular. I told him, you know what? My duties are home, not on Twitter.
Social media.
Yeah. Like he has said something, he knows how to deal with it.
And you should tell the fact. You should tell them the fact that I explained to her, even when I might assume that she didn't understand me. She can tell. Okay. Sometimes I use social media when I'm bored. Sometimes I do things. She can tell that now he's stressed, depending on what I'm up, you know.
What you're posting.
Sometimes I can start like a light conversation with people, and I'm like, okay, let me post about that, and I see how people will react.
Yes.
For instance, I was doing a poll. I remember, while I was with her, I don't remember. I was with some other guys at work, the nurses and the likes.
I think you'll be okay with me sharing this. We shall see. So, how he was made to go milk cows, and then when he brings back the milk,
don't go there. My siblings will not take it softly.
There is a part growing up that was not nice on his end.
Yeah.
So I felt like, but I think I can, like Gabriel was that kind of person who had completely lost hope in life. Like, actually he was very depressed, that to the extent that he always wanted people that didn't know to take away his life.
Wow.
Because I think he extended a lot of kindness to people and he did not receive the same energy. Yeah. And he felt like, but even if actually he's still recovering from that state. Like he keeps asking himself, but is life really worth living?
Yeah.
So, me, the Joan in me is saying, yeah, life is worth living. Like I can show you that it can, like in just a snap, like we've had testimonies from people who are even worse than you. And they turned into very important human beings. I believe you can be one. You understand?
Yeah.
So, I said, let me stand with this man. Let me actually believe in him. Let me show him that he can turn out into someone important in this world. He can be a good husband. He can be a good father. He will enjoy life with me. So, because I also had my bitter past, I said, okay, let me do this ministry. Because I believe marriage is ministry. And let me tell you, Emeka, this is not the Buule you see here is not the one I found.
We've met a polished Buule.
like man, I don't know, but for the people that really know us, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There was a lot, patience.
A lot of patience.
A lot of patience. Like I look at these other slave queens that want things that are already done. Mukusanga ko man.
Chidemu, say it again. Say it again.
Papa be the king.
One more say it again. Buule, don't. One more say it again. Say it again. I do want to say it again.
No, but
Auntie Achoge, that take camera.
Say it again.
Come on, because
Slay queens.
all my work is here. And like there is marriage is a whole package. I was telling someone, you guys, me, I believe that the conjugal is just a spice. There is too much.
There's too much.
This is a whole package. There is a lot of work. We haven't even done a quarter of the work that has to be done here.
Yeah.
Not even a quarter. There is too much. Kati, you see me, I think I can tell a person who is just excited to put on that gown. And a person who is ready.
Yeah.
A person who is ready.
Yeah.
I made vows knowing what I am going for. That it is not a joke. Because we had cohabited for some time.
Yeah.
Then we resorted to, he just woke up one day and said, let's make it official. It's actually, we did not plan for our wedding. No.
Just came about.
No.
We are among the few Ugandans to make an unplanned
wedding.
amazing wedding.
Joanne has said, you slay queens who want things that are finished. Amokusangako. Let her find you on him. Because let me say,
Of course, I can't do anything, but I mean, let me tell you, Emeka, I know my power. I am a covenant woman.
That's it.
You understand?
Preach, sister.
When we had not yet made things official, that was my most worry. Because you go before God to claim for who that is not yours.
That is not yours.
But now that I know that I'm a covenant woman, do not be tempted to see me put a knee down. I tell you for real.
So it is true. You ladies,
for us, we do not wrestle with what?
With the flesh. You wrestle with the spirit.
Exactly. And you will not manage. Because some of us know biblical principles.
That's it.
But you might get the biggest blow of your life.
That's it.
There was something sacrificial in this journey.
Yeah.
You see it as a year, I see it as years. And still have journeys to push together. A journey of faith. A journey of from zero to somewhere. Now.
You are the Proverbs 31 woman they talk about.
I'm not saying that. I'm just a work in progress.
Yeah,
also. I ask God for grace every day to be. I'm not yet there where He wants me to be. I'm still working on myself. I am still doing a lot of work on myself because I also want Him to wake up and say, I found rest. We are not yet there. It's a lot I expect from Him. It's a lot He expects from me.
Yeah.
So one thing I can say, Emeka, that has helped me helped us reach where we are. Me, I can say it is God.
It's God.
People have a narrative that I think Gabriel doesn't understand God. But let me tell you, Gabriel introduced me to a church called Gaba.
Community Church.
Who is the pastor?
Pastor Kasiriv.
Pastor Kasiriv.
Yeah.
When we were still dating, every 31st, he would say we are going.
But I will never go there, by the way.
Because you are going to.
I sent a person there to, there are things you do to do for peace and for your wife.
Let some things
At
pass.
one point, I wanted to be wedded as a locally, as a born again.
Yeah.
I'd allowed. But when I sent someone to talk to Pastor Kasiri, the feedback I got, it was like, okay, we do not marry Catholics and
born again.
Yeah. We can't add smile, whatever, marry light to darkness.
Oh my God.
So
this is a pastor saying this?
That's what we are told. And one day I want to face him. because I've tithed and prayed with them, especially on New Year's.
Yeah.
I liked his doctrine.
Every New Year
He's a
we are
polished
always
man, okay? Yeah. So I was like, okay, that's a no-go for me. So that's it. That's it. But I believe in God,
You
okay?
believe in it.
And I believe in people who preach the doctrine of common sense. I call it the doctrine of common sense. Yes. Don't steal from me. Don't threaten me. It is not your responsibility to tell me that I'm going to hell. You stay in Kampala, not in any section in heaven. Okay?
But we later.
So that's why. Only that I'm still constrained. My car got issues, but lately I decided to keep, to keep like a nomad, entering churches. I'm interested to praying at Fanero a day. I can imagine myself, right? Because I've started to believe that guy.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Let me speak my mind. Even one other place is called Worship Harvest. I'm interested
in going there.
And of course, Watoto is obvious for me. I don't know, when it comes to Watoto, I can go down the reasoning of what they do. I'm obsessed to people who help people. Yeah. And I've seen that at Watoto. I grew up with people who were taught, educated by Watoto, treated.
I've grown up in that church. So.
People would have died very many years ago.
But they were saved.
But they are saved by Watoto. So
that is caring for Christ, preaching the gospel of Christ and caring for community.
Yeah.
That is our motto and mission.
Yeah.
Anyway,
in my area of expertise, we call it impact journalism. There I see it as impact Christianity.
All right, so Joanne, you're still continuing.
Where were we?
I talk too much.
You were telling us about you being a wife and telling slay queens out there.
No, like the truth is, One thing I want us to know here, that marriage is not for everyone. So there are people, I'm sorry, I won't call them the Jezebels. There are people that are just there to ruin other people's marriages. Well, they don't even have right intentions. You understand? I just want to see Asimu and Emeka
split.
You ask them for a reason, they don't have a reason. If you feel marriage is not working on your end, let other people try. Let them try. Okay? Like I was trying to tell you about my husband. Maybe I didn't even get a chance to tell him that I really appreciated the fact that he allowed to step back and say, okay, I need to do this for my wife. Because our marriage counselor was a Pentecostal. Pastor Eridad Mulira, a very good man. We received the best counseling ever. A balanced counseling from people that are coming from two different sides. And guess what? It was mostly about the spirituality bit of it. And we were all fitting in the same lane. You understand? So we received the best.
Interesting.
So Gabriel because we went for civil and also church at the reception. So it was a beautiful moment. It was a beautiful moment. Like I was saying, I have stayed with Gabriel for 4 years now. 4 years. And in those 4 years...
But officially married for 1 year.
For 1 year, yeah. In those 4 years, we had a journey. Emeka, people just see things happening, but they do not know how things happen. Like the Omuka, okubeera mu kiyungu.
The smoking in the kitchen.
Yeah, the baking period
is not
when
an
the
easy
cake
one.
is ready. You're just eating cake that is ready and they say, oh, the cake is nice. Bro.
You've not been there during the baking process.
Bro.
The kneading and...
Exactly. So there is a lot. It is also enduring a lot from me because we all come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
You see, me, my dad, he negotiates with his children. Oh, John, I think this, and he cannot do anything when he has not called you. Then I'm dealing with a different kind of person.
And most importantly, introducing her to my world. I met an adult who had never, attended a music concert. She had never attended a music concert.
Yeah.
We would enter.
I took her to the theater and she started sleeping.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, let her sleep. As you wait for the bell to ring, okay, she had started to doze, why don't we go home? And that moment, that's how she got introduced to one of our best friends when it comes to music, Kenneth Muganda.
Yeah.
And that's when I remember who is Kenneth's percussionist, JJ Mugoma. Mugoma was like, bang, 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 bang. And I was like, okay.
And then
what's
she woke up.
Pentecostal.
Yeah, and I was like, Carolina. And I saw her dancing. She didn't, she was like, okay, things work this way. Then I saw her rhyming to the lyrics. When Kenneth did a song, I remember was Wamanyiza. It was like so more family and love. She loved this so much to the fact that Kenneth had to come and perform it at our wedding.
Even at
introduction. She got to know, I got to introduce her in my life.
Yeah,
it's not all about, this is music, it's not Satan, it's not devil worshipping.
It's love.
It's love. And she got to know me. I was like, music is not all about gravito mutuju, saying e-words in the lyrics. There are important people. Today, she understands music more than many people. She can tell you, this doesn't sound well. She listens a lot to Maurice Kiria, Nava Gray. She loves Waik Benda, Kenneth Mugabe, and very many others, by the way. So it was something strange. You understand? One day I took her to the island, and she had never slept outside in her entire life.
Well, she was always used to her bed.
Yes. So I pitched a tent in the middle of a forest. She experienced bites from all tribes of mosquitoes, okay? And it had to rain. And the tent was leaking.
Talk about the rain.
And the tent was leaking. Yeah. So she hated it, but at one point it was a great experience. And I was like, hey, it was, some people sleep outside.
Campfire, what?
Campfire, eating things that are not cooked. You just roast something and eat. Yeah. It is life.
All right. So the last question.
And to the fact that one day I put her on a plane. Actually, picked credit. It was me.
Very first time to be on a plane, it was Gabriel.
Yeah.
Hey, where were you? Where did you take her?
I took her to Lilongwe.
Malawi.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I took her to Lilongwe at a music festival. And she saw things.
Yeah.
She's not a fan of Posho, but she
I mean,
she
planned
likes
kid. Planned kid. Why
No,
would
she was so shocked when she tasted different kind of Posho. It's called Insima.
Inshima.
Insima
It's called Inshima in their language.
In Chichewa. Yeah, that's Chichewa. And Chambo, for those in Malawi know that kind of fish. And by the time we left the beach at Manguchi, She was like every time, posho fish, posho fish, posho fish. Yeah, she saw things. And you know, even music. We come back when she had fell in love with the South African musician,
Yeah.
female musician, Makadzi, one of the best piano, you know,
Queens there.
Queens, yeah. Yeah. Even friends. Currently, she talks to one of Malawi's top artists. Yeah, Wendy Harawai. They are friends.
Wendy, oh, nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So you took her on her first flight.
Her first flight, and I remember at one point, in the middle of nowhere, she was like, "Can this thing stop? Can this thing stop?" And I get off.
I was about to say Masao.
And I was like, bro, sit taxi. And I made her sit on the window also to imagine things.
Yeah. All right. So the last question before we close this whole discussion, we have seen you guys being abused on social media. And Joanne, there's a time I think you talked about marriage, and people abused you so much that they had to bring life from your past. How do you as a couple handle social media bullies? Because I mean, people on social media feel they know you so much that a person will come and bring your past life that brings back bad memories, PTSD. How are you able to handle that as a couple?
I need to address something real quick.
Yeah.
People should know that we give them what we want them to see. They don't even know a quarter of us.
Yeah.
They do not. You see, me, when they brought up, I think I made, actually my husband warned me prior that that post, it is going to cause you some bit of trouble.
Yeah.
I made a post when it's about some lady that was undressing, and I'm like, but Manange, which kind of men will marry you? Bro.
Huh?
Everyone had to attack me. Where you think you have also your skeletons? Yes, I do. I have ever divorced. It's not one thing I am proud of. Yeah?
You were married before?
Because I have never seen my parents do it. But yeah, life happened.
And one other thing that I tell people, I usually tell people that, me, I live life that is open, okay? We live with people who hide their everything, and they think it is okay, okay? And it's okay by that to them. But I'm a person who speaks about my children, okay? Speaks about my wife, speak about everything. And I do everything knowingly, okay? In a sober way. So you can't come and say, so you married a woman who was married before. So what? My mother is not even the eighth in my father's life, and you are saying that? I'm a child who was born outside
wedlock.
Not even wedlocks. My father was never married. You understand? So even people who say that, they have experienced the same in their families. So you can't put me in a situation of judging a woman. No, I can't be put down to that level. But one important thing, I'm a journalist. I interact with very many people. Okay? So what I came to realize about our country, just like in any other struggling countries, mention them, the Congo, the Malawi, even Tanzania, much as things are shaping. Most of West African countries, people are depressed. We are in a depressed society where people die to ease their pain. But do not have solutions other than going to social media
and putting their frustrations on others.
Put their frustration on others and saying things. So you look at someone saying a thing, they do not know you. I've been told things. One day person posted and said, that we went the same school. And he said things about me and a family I do not even know. And it felt okay. It felt okay. People went with me to school, said like, Gabriel, just try to tell us which year.
Which year is that? And we
Which
look for
year
the person.
is that? Because we remember being with you in Mpigi. How did you end up in Mukono? I got to know Mukono at the age of 21.
Hey. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So someone says, I studied with them in Mukono. My family is somewhere in Mukono. But people who know me, know the schools that I went to, know my family, know my results, everything. My everything is known, okay? So I can't be propelled to think otherwise or to get depressed because someone is saying so. No, bojanga nkuwa. Bwemba sikusobola, I deal with you. But again, I understand. I believe in freedom of speech. I can't be a person preaching freedom of speech while gagging people. If I do not want what they are saying, I instead block them or don't respond to them. Okay? Otherwise, if you are clinging on to me with some narratives and you expect me to go, away, cry, what? No.
Okay.
One person, let me share this story. I have an amazing daughter. She's called Njogede. I have spoken. That's the interpretation of the name. So it was on Facebook. A young woman picks my daughter's story, photo, and she comes, puts it in a comment where I gave what they termed as a negative review of a song belonging to a particular musician. And because she was bitter, she loves the musician, she comes with a photo of my daughter and she mentions, that's why you have a very black, ugly daughter. One day we shall even find hand rape her. So she mentioned that thing. After mentioning that thing, before I respond to anyone on social media, I go to their profiles and I scroll back and I check. And I check what they post, what they go through. When I checked, 4 days ago, she had buried her own father. Okay? I told her, stop there, don't attack my daughter, attack me, I will hurt you more. She continued. I downloaded a photo of her grieving on her father's coffin and I replied, I didn't kill your father. She cried forever. And I do not regret, because life is garbage in, garbage out. Ceteris paribus, living as a factors constant.
So, Joan, you were telling us, how are you able to handle that whole situation of you coming out with your opinion, which was actually the right opinion, and guys bring your past and abuse you all sorts of names?
My good friend, Milina Solo and the Edwards, about women, like women's happen. Talking about women doing spaces, what? Also, because to me that was a simple post. The enemies of my husband that wanted, because they know that I am his weakness, that wanted to attack him in some sort, we are all under that post. So the heaviness of the floods wasn't even just about the mere posts.
It was just the fact that they hate.
Yeah.
We've gotten where to hurt you the most.
Weird reactions came from all corners.
She doesn't abuse people by the way.
I do not know. I'll lie to you if I tell you that I wasn't hurt. Bro, this got to me.
No, it does get to me.
My mother called when she was crying. My father called with a deep, sad voice. Mwana wange, chichichino.
You social
You
media
understand?
people who think you know people, you don't know the pain you cause to
Exactly.
others.
I want to speak for other people, Bambi, who can't, because not everyone will have this platform to speak. You understand? You are depressing people. For me, by the time I was attacked, I got so many inboxes. So many. People, like, they even desire to kill themselves after. You just make one comment like this. One comment like this, and it will not leave someone the same. You see, I was affected as a person because I don't know that kind. Like, I do not know the outside loud life. I do not know to deal with people who have nothing to lose. I find it hard. Like, I just be thinking. Like, actually, even yesterday, someone commented, "Na ye Joan Bambi twakupomira bwerere."
Wow.
And yes. And then this person came into my inbox to apologize. And they said, you know what, for me, it's about the bandwagon. If someone is abusing someone, I also get into abuse.
That's what
Then I told this person, you know what, some of us are not, I do not know that kind of life. That is why most people ask me, you know, your friends didn't even defend you. They do not know that life. And we have a group of submissive wives. I told them, keep away. Because you'll be hurt. Like, you know, when you're coming out to defend a friend, you also get emotional in the long run. So I told them, allow me to get heated alone. Because they have the kind of life I have. We do not know war.
And to the young people outside there, even to the marrieds, social media is a terrible space. Okay. I usually tell my wife, go slow, delete this post. Not because I'm a bully, but I'm trying to protect her. First, she doesn't know how to exchange. She doesn't know to bully others. Okay, she acts normal. She grew up in a normal life. Now, for me, the bully in me, the bully in me, the B goes for bullying. Okay, you go for me, I go for you. And actually, in relation to that incident, I told some people, me I try, me I'm like this because I got used. I've been on social media since 2009.
2009.
You understand? So I've endured the chaos on Facebook, okay, on Twitter. I've not used what do you call it? That galley thing. Instagram. No, I have an account, but I don't use it. I deal with unscrupulous individuals on TikTok. Very mad, very unbecoming. Someone just picks a picture, they knew it. They say things. And I've managed them. So you can't tell me that you are somewhere, you are calling your name, you are calling yourself a pseudonym, and you are attacking me. I'm blessed that I don't say that I'm highly educated, but I've got a lot of skills. I studied Sisiko, I studied ICT, I studied journalism, I studied languages, French, you know, Muganda, things like that. And I qualified. I got awards for those things. But one thing that I challenge myself to do is understanding the new trends in technology. So I can know who is doing what, doing it where, using a particular IP address. I know how to do those things. So you hit me hard and we can't sort it with words.
We find each other.
We find each other and we sort them out. And sometimes I make sure that I make you forget until when I get to know you. When I can lure you. One day I lured a girl. She came, you know, I saw her timeline saying she was looking for a job. I created the pseudo account.
And they said you're giving out jobs.
Told her how she should come and get a job. Somehow she ended up in the basement of National Theatre. That is 2019. In the basement of National Theatre.
Someone who was abusing you.
That one. I told her, my name is Buule, stop abusing me. And she cried. I told her, I can even ask you to remove your clothes and you walk naked. But I'm not a criminal. I don't want to do criminal things. But I just wanted you to learn that people, we must respect each other because you do not know me. Whatever you are saying, it's a lie. She told me those particular persons who were telling her to say things, you understand? And we became friends. I actually got her a job somewhere.
Wow.
And she calls me Baba, bro. But we are strangers, you understand? So, things have happened. I do not encourage violence. I do not say that it should be democratized either. But when I feel my hands are tied, I will do
You'll
something to fight for my plight and my image. Okay? Yeah. It is normal for not to like me. And I find it abnormal when everyone is singing, songs of praises. No. I usually tell my wife, I do not need applause. I just need space. Okay? Applause and approval? No. I just need space.
Because most people seek validation on social media.
Yes, I just need space. That's why have blocked more than 7,000 accounts, and she finds it weird.
Wow.
I do not need numbers for what? I need a few people who believe in what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You understand? I believe in coexistence. I don't believe in situations where I should come and tell people what to do. No.
You are Tibuhaburu.
Yes. Yes. Don't tell me what to do. Okay? We are in a situation where people tell others, why are you dealing with a maker? A maker is married to a woman who supports the ruling party. Please, that nonsense. I either block you or tell you, don't say it again. Okay? You are preaching democracy while telling people not to associate in particular political, to get affiliated to particular political affiliations.
You see, Buule, the thing with social media.
You can't preach freedom of expression while frustrating other people's freedoms.
Thank you.
That nonsense should stop straight away. Me, I have people who work with Museveni, and they like me so much. Okay, I have people who work with the opposition.
Let's not go.
No. I want to tell you that. No, I'm not trying to be political. I'm a good fan of Bobby Wine. Okay. In DP, my father was a supporter of DP. You understand? My uncle was a Museveni minister. Now he's our current ambassador in Moscow. So do you want me to kill my uncle because he got a job from Museveni? Things don't work like that.
Okay. Okay. So you see, to all the social media bullies, you see, I've gotten a chance to meet some people who actually abused me. I've gotten a chance.
And you look at them.
And you look at them. This phone here, with internet, data, and a person behind a keyboard, there is a lot of confidence. But meet them in person, these social media bullies are nothing. There's one I met, he used to always abuse me. He looked at me and ran away and hid amongst his friends. That is one thing about bullies. Yeah. So, Joan,
they are cowards.
They are cowards. Yeah. So you're still telling us about this whole thing. In conclusion, how are you able to come out of it, and what role did your husband play in helping you recover?
Of course, when I made that post, which sounded like a mistake, I stopped posting. So everything you would see on it was my husband with my phone. Actually, people need to know that people that are married, like you can see a controversy on the Gabriel has responded like this to John, but Gabriel is on with my phone. Because sometimes he can get hold of my phone and just do a tweet. Even that interview I made about my past relationship, he's the one who posted it. So, I lost control. And I said, my leader, I have messed up, now you handle.
Take over.
Because
that's where the traditional Muganda Catholic man comes
now I had to be humble and
the
make
king
sure
of
that
damage control, the juggernaut, the we, the wa.
So I said, because it's good to discover each other's power. Gabriel is better at social media with me. So because he knows that I quickly get stressed.
Yeah.
I know it's actually, there is a day we stayed the whole day indoors in that saga, like all of us, because I was literally crying.
I know.
Because what was this? And Gabriel was just laughing. I remember I called someone and I'm like, you people, like Gabriel is even here laughing. I felt like something was eating my nerves down. So I surrendered to him to handle. And eventually, social media,
the storm finally weathered.
Yeah, because within me, I didn't have any guilt that I had to hide it from anyone. And man, this is a normal thing. This is a normal thing.
Yeah.
At least I did not allow to be killed. Yeah?
Yeah.
At least I do not allow to be killed. And the God that is responsible for me, I told him that, God, I have failed here. How am I getting out of it? So for me, that is what mattered. I surrendered to Gabriel. So from then, I learned that anything concerning social media, if he says stop,
you stop.
I stop. Even yesterday, he called me to delete a tweet. I deleted it. I said, Joan, your area is not there. I returned the guns. And I said, Munang, sigenda kurana ankolechi maleko. So I found peace with that. Anything on social media, he guides me on so many social media.
He guides
social media, even if we are bitter with each other, when he says, I remove.
Interesting. What advice would you give to young ladies out there who always bash marriage? Because we see in the space in which we are, we see a lot of, as we're concluding, a lot of girls are bashing social media, saying don't get married.
It is their right. So let me tell you.
But in the end of the day,
I'm giving my opinion.
Bulle, at the end of the day, you get to hear these are the girls sleeping with married men.
Whatever you're doing, as long as it is giving you happiness, kindly do it. Okay? But whatever you are doing that is giving you happiness should never encroach on other people's or other person's happiness.
Yes.
You understand? If you are preaching against marriage, don't run around sleeping with married men or women. Okay? Leave them. That is not your area. Leave them, please. Eh? Yes. Sex work is work. Go deal with sex workers. Yeah, I'm being straight. Or those who are interested in that. Mwesange, mwefune. And agree. You meet with people who do not believe in that. And you agree that we are here to sweat and return to our homes. Okay? It is as simple as that.
I'm not saying you hate marriage, but you go around sleeping with married people.
Because I see people, most of them even speak, not even knowing
that you have something
that we know a thing or two about them.
And whatever they are
There
doing.
is a woman who talks a lot about marriage, but he sleeps with the best man of one of our friends. And the best man is married. And we have the footage. I'm a journalist. I know what happens in bars, in what. Every day you open a phone and they say, that's when he said, telling you ABCD, he does this, here is the footage. But we keep the space. We are not here to embarrass people, to be champions of controversy. Okay? You know? The life of that petty life, motherly issues. We are not here to discuss motherly issues all the time. You understand what I'm talking about? What I do normally is to tell people, don't discuss what you do not know.
Don't discuss what you don't
I'm sorry I've
know
spoken a lot about journalism. If you're not a journalist, you don't know. Nyamanza. Wacha wewe. Shut up. Okay? sirisa ku mumwa ebintu ebimu bireke obufumbo babuyiga nze sakkirizaako mu bufumbo era obufumbo bwenzikiririzaamu bwange na mukyala wange na even a few people understand people even you people who are looking up to marriage, okay, to get that encouragement of, taking a decision. Listen to sober persons. Of all this entire thing about my life and marriage, I usually tell her, she knows how I went one day, I went as a friend to take extra photos, social media photos for a couple. My friends who are getting married, the Muanguzis. You understand?
Your best man.
My best man. Mchala Muanguzi, one of the most sober women I know, Mchala Juliet Bukira Muanguzi. She told me, Buule, you are our friend. You've seen what we've done. That's what God wants. Okay?
Requires you to.
Okay, I'm not going to force you. But she told me, I'm not forcing you. We are at Serena there, by the way, a day to their wedding. Gabriel, I'm not forcing you to marry, but I want you to look at us and get encouraged to know that a normal person should start a family. Okay? But I just want you to take your decision. We don't want you to force you into this. Okay? Whenever I think about getting out of this marriage, doing things, I sit down and I close my eyes. What will Mchala Mwanguzi say? What will someone say? Okay?
Okay.
Because they have given us a good example. Okay? Even my wife, recently I told her not to call them. She doesn't call them. She told me, I will report you to your people. I will report you to your people. Okay. Because she knows I look up to people who respect this institution and they believe it is so important to the fact that they can't preside over a meeting to tell us that you, Buule, go this side, Joan, go this side. I would like to take this opportunity to open my heart and thank you, Solomon and Julie. Muri badala nkitegeera. Solomon and Julie are real people. To the fact, when it goes to Solomon, is a person who randomly picks a phone and he tells you, Gabriel, Mchala ali atya, how is wifey? Okay? Do you have enough food at home? Yes, I have food. No. I've sent this money. Make sure there is gas. Make sure there is enough cooking oil. He usually tells me, you try to buy cookies, buy things like this. Okay, I know. And later when you meet him, he tells you, I know women can be angry because they are hungry.
Okay, Joan, your advice to the people out there who are always bashing marriage, what do you have to say about the institution of marriage? You've been together for 4 years, married for 1 year. What good things should they look out for?
My advice to them is, I understand. You might be disappointed with very many relationships.
Yeah.
We have been there too. Yeah. But also one thing I can say is it's not bad everywhere. Like you have been in bad relationships, we have been in them. Probably you need to know and understand that there is time to take a break and re-evolve, know what you want as a person. But also, marriage is not for everyone. When you sit back and think marriage is not for you, do not make the other little girls or men that are coming into this institution to start hating on it. Now you see like the other simple banter that happened yesterday but one on Twitter. I saw a young girl comment, Now, me, I think I should step back on marriage things because what is this?
I've seen those comments.
You understand? So you are making these people, you are giving them a different picture. I will tell you this for the fact that marriage is ministry. Don't come with your excitement. It is work.
Marriage is work.
It is work. If you do not feel ready, please don't come. And it's never too late for marriage. If you will feel you'll be ready by 50, get married at 50. You see? Because you are going to mess up in the way. And also, if you're not ready to lose, to adjust your life, oh, Zembademo single life, oh, for me, this is what I know. It is now what we know. It comes from the angle of I to we. You have to be ready for all those adjustments. There are times I dress up for what I really want and I feel it's the nice thing to put on, and Gabriel will say, man, do you know how you look like? Remove that. And then you struggle with yourself, but you say, for peace, I'm going to remove this and do what he wants. So marriage is a good thing, but the truth is it is work. The sweetness of it is presented by you, not anyone else. You will talk, tell people, oh, I have issues here, until it comes back to yourself, you and your partner, who is your friend, who you share the same. Gabriel usually makes a statement that, you see, Joanne, so the matter of fact that you're not able to hurt me in my sleep, that is one thing I respect you for. So don't come, the reality of it, this is a lifetime commitment. Look at someone and tell yourself, am I going to spend the rest of my life with this person?
Because a person, just imagine a person who says, I will stab you in the night. Like me, I wake up, I'm a light sleeper, she knows. I can wake up, check in her phone, do things. Just imagine a man, a woman or a man who promised to stab you in your sleep. Just imagine if she checks her phone
and finds something
and finds a heart emoji.
Only a heart. Like, as I conclude, Emeka, for all these years, what? He said, Tolemezam. Like, if there is an issue, do not cling on it. So there is a lot to learn and unlearn. I understand you say, hey, marriage, what? Marriage, yeah, you're right. But take time. If you do not want, it is not. But also what I can say for the fact is you need to be married if you have that potential. Because there is a lady on TikTok, she's called Sobi Queen. She has also ever divorced Yachogedako in public. And she said, you know, you see, you guys, I have ever divorced and now I am single, and I'll tell you for the fact, Neno Jetuli Chocha. So it's not easy anywhere. It's not easy everywhere. It is good to have someone you can always, tap to say, I am not feeling well. You have to have someone you can always have a conversation with whenever you're back from work. It is not good to stay in the house alone.
Joanne, one thing, sorry, Emeka. I want to tell this story. When I was choosing to introduce my wife traditionally, and I had planned, to sit meetings and beg money, and fundraise for a woman. But my friends came through. This is an important story for you anywhere outside there. I was at National Theatre at a bar, and one of my friends mentioned, Buule is going to marry. Can't we raise some money for him? There was a person you least expect. He was drinking. He was sitting aside and he was drinking. His name is called Alfonso Mukasa, commonly known as Bajo. He picked his bottle of beer and he came closer to me. And he said, are you going to marry? I said, yes. He said, he asked me again, are you serious about this, whatever you are saying? I said, yes. He told me, that is the wisest decision you've made. But let me tell you my story. When you marry, you choose to marry, don't ever try it out. Do it. I'm preparing you to know the fact that it is going to come with very many things. Okay? But be prepared and don't get out of that thing. He told me, I'm blessing you with my money. Okay?
Wow.
He picked a $500,000 shillings and he gave it to me. And he promised to send more money. I actually did. And told me, I'm blessing you to marry because I failed to handle marriage. And that's why I feel I'm cursed. He told me, he tried out marriage. But the way he treated his spouse, okay, could have shaped his future. This is a man who told me that, look at me. I have money, I have land titles, I have a name, but I don't have a home. Okay? He told me, this is the most important thing, the last line. He told me, Buule, marriage comes from God. The moment God takes a decision to give you a person to stay with, it takes him so long to reverse that decision and replaces that person. So please, when you get an opportunity and you tell someone that I'm getting married to you and they accept, respect that thing. Okay? It is normal. It is normal to get problems. It is actually abnormal to be happy all the time. That's why when it shines in a particular place, it is a desert. When it over rains, what do we get? Floods. You understand? So I'm not being an inspirational speaker. I hate those guys. But I'm telling you the reality. This thing is godly, okay? And embrace it.
All right.
The very last one, as I conclude, Emeka, on what you had asked. Another thing that I can say, there is a preacher I heard who was mentioning about when you get married, the circles are basic. Me, I have made those people that have lived longer in marriages my friends. My friends are the Sam Gombias and wife. My friends, like people who have made it, people I look up to, people that inspire me. You cannot be here and there. There is a statement that I'll say that will sound weird to other people, but you cannot keep having very many single friends when you're married, because the advice won't come out straight. You understand? Because for them, they feel for you as their friend. If you tell them, Gabriel is hurting me, what next? Joanne, you know what?
Leave.
We have one life, you have to survive, what? There is more to life, what? They are right also. But you see, there is patience that comes with it. So when I called Mama Sophie Gombe, Mommy, oh, Manyi Gabriel has done what? This. She said, Joanne, come and see me. Then when you reach there, the anger has reduced a bit. Then when you take it, you say, Kola was Uncle Samuel that have been Kola. But I am here. But at the end of the day, it's a bittersweet thing. Today you're happy, tomorrow you're not. But eventually, like I said, when we started with Gabriel for the 4 years, the 1 year was a bit sweet, the other one became bitter. Now we are getting deeper into each other because now we have the narrative that it has to be marriage. So at the end of the day, losing to love and accepting that you're actually in the marriage.
All right, thank you so much. So now to you, dating a traditional Muganda man who is a Catholic is okay. You've handled.
Even if it is not okay, it will be okay.
Anyway, guys.
Shout outs to our friends, the beautiful guys, couples that are out there. There we have the Chikomekos. We have Council Martin.
Council Martin
Muhumuza.
Muhumuza
We have the Barriages.
And so very many more.
So very many.
Yeah.
And others, our friends that are coming into marriage. JJ Raymond.
Alton made a decision.
Hey, Alton made a decision.
My Banyankole friends are very serious about this thing.
So guys out there, marriage is sweet, marriage is good, bittersweet. But the challenges, man, can be navigated. It's all about sitting down and making
as long
a
as you
decision.
don't hold a knife.
But one thing that I'm telling you, whoever is watching, we are not marriage experts. Me, I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm not going to advise you, please.
Giving the experience.
Yes.
Land on job.
Yes. Because one thing, my wife doesn't kneel.
Yeah.
That's the most unique.
I was stopped from kneeling.
I thought your boy. No. As a traditional Muganda man who is a Catholic, she's supposed to kneel for you.
Please, I did not marry slave. The first sign of slavery is making people to kneel when you are forcing it.
Yeah.
Okay?
They must do it.
Yes, and another sign of slavery
do it once in a
is
while.
assuming titles before they give them to you. I work in a company called NMG. In NMG, you have a boss like the beautiful Rebecca Nantali. But when you address her, you go, Becca, I believe this. Susan, I believe this. DK, Daniel Karinat. So it's a line of not getting manipulated into getting exploited and feeling comfortable.
Kasuko was telling us of somewhere he worked at. They were the lady forced them to call her mommy. Anyway. So guys, it's been a pleasure. So
that could have been a pastor's wife.
Oh, wow. So to those of you who are out there, marriage is good, but it is good if you make it work, if you decide to make it work. Stop listening to the naysayers. It's possible, but the number one thing is put God first. Put God first. The moment you put God first, everything will flow, everything will work out. Even if you're having how many challenges, the moment you're down on your knees, like Joanne said, if I find a woman trying to get into my marriage, mukusangako, she'll not beat you physically, but let me tell you, a praying woman. I've hosted Rachel Mwine here before. She said the tears of a praying woman, those are tears you never want to joke around with. We are not telling the men to go out there and cheat men. Cheating is bad. Just stop it. But also to the women who are going around with the married men, we are telling you, a covenant made with God is not one to be played around with. You're sleeping with a married man. You're playing within God's covenant. It will bite you. It might not bite you directly. It will come down to your children and to your whole generations. So keep trusting in God. Marriage is a covenant with God. Marriage is a covenant with God. Break that covenant, you're finished. It's been Emeka the Romantic Michiga Tie the Knot. It's been a pleasure hosting Mr. Gabriel Buule and his wife Joan Mulungi Buule. Thank you so much for coming through. Keep on liking, sharing, subscribing, and watching. Till next time.